1942. Japanese objective, Corregidor. A president's order to leave. A soldier's promise to return. A soldier's hope. An appointment in Tokyo. May 5th, 1942. The enemy lands on Corregidor. General Jonathan Wainwright, defender of the Rock. Skinny Wainwright's pen wrote deep into the American memory. On Bataan, the Death March. The Japs moved on. Until Australia itself lay open to invasion. At his Melbourne headquarters, General MacArthur faced grim facts. Against nearly 3,000 Jap planes, he had barely 500. Against Jap millions, he had 11 poorly equipped divisions. Australians, Americans. Against him were thousands of miles of Jap-infested islands and Jap-controlled seas. Against him was time and space and power and preparation. Against him was an area that made the vast United States seem small. American industry and labor were converting from the non-essentials of peace to the necessities of war. Conversion was slow, and the European theater had first call. There was little to spare for the Pacific, little to travel 10,000 miles from factory to foxhole. The longest supply line in the world, a supply line won and secured by naval victory in the Coral Sea, land victories at Guadalcanal and the Solomons. But the Japs were still on the move. March 2nd, 1943. A strong enemy convoy was crawling through the Bismarck Sea. General Kenny's 5th Air Force struck with every plane he could get off the ground. Score, 22 shattered hulks. Every enemy ship. A decisive aerial victory had been gained in a critical hour. The Jap had been stopped. This was the turning point. The job of fighting back to the Philippines and beyond to Japan required the closest teamwork of sea, land, and air forces. This brought together Douglas MacArthur and Chester Nimitz. Washington had a plan, 2 roads back to the Philippines. One from Hawaii along the string of coral fortresses, the Gilberts, Marshalls, Marianas, to Palau. This was the job for naval and army forces under Admiral Nimitz. Another from Australia would cut through the jungle of New Guinea, up the stairway of islands to Morotai. This was the job for the Army and Navy forces under the soldier who had made a promise to return. First, the air arm reached ahead. Second, amphibious assault. Hit them where they ain't. Up from Australia and across jungle-clad New Guinea. We learned amphibious warfare and used the sea lanes for surprise until we had cut off Jap-packed Rabaul and stood on the Admiralties. By now, the Japs were dug in and ready at Wewak. So we surprised Hollandia. Wewak bypassed. Strategy, surprise, up the stairway of islands. Morotai. The GIs of the Southwest Pacific were dug in and ready for the main event. To get here, they had left a lot of Japs behind them. Box score, 152,000 dead, 160,000 bypassed. This total of 312,000 Japs had cost us 13,000 dog tags nailed to white crosses. Meantime, the forces commanded by Admiral Nimitz in Hawaii faced a different kind of war. There were no places to hit them where they ain't. Every coral atoll we invaded would have to be taken Jap by Jap. Westward through the Central Pacific. New names in American history. Tarawa in the Gilberts. Kwajalein in the Marshalls. Saipan and Guam in the Marianas. Palau. Palau and Morotai. We had bridged the Pacific.